Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to be unboxing the next Miniverse Spaces, which is this ice cream parlour one. Very excited about that. Again, that's the same picture that we have on all of the spaces, but this one is obviously different. On the back it shows you everything that we're going to have. So without further ado, let's do that and get into this lovely box. So let's put that in there. Let's see if I've actually done all of the ties this time. No, I always forget one. I'm going to leave that one on there because I don't care. So, no, I've left more than one. I do apologise. Let me just grab this one out. Pain in the whatsits that they are. There we go. Yeah, sorry about that, everybody. There we are. Right, I'm going to leave that one on there because it doesn't really matter. Because we can just do this from the inside. There we go. Right. So exactly the same that I did with the last unboxing. I'm going to go through it bag by bag, and then I'm going to pop the bits into this tray as we go so that I can get everything out nice and easily on here. So the first bag we're going to do is this lovely pink and yellow bag that says thank you, and it's got lots of niceties on it. Donuts and cupcakes and all sorts of stuff. That's a shame. I'll have to tear this one down the back. Some of them, as I said to you on the other video, open really nice and easily, and other ones we get a bit of tearing. And this one's a tearer apparently. So well, that's really jammed in there. There we go. So that's a nice empty bag. You can either reuse or put in your recycling. So we've got our lovely little ice cream scoop. Very pretty. We have got two standard Miniverse placemats. We have got Neapolitan ice cream. You get 2 scoops of vanilla, 1 of chocolate and 1 strawberry in there. Nice big tub of ice cream there. Mint choco chip. And in there we get 4 scoops again, but we get 4 mint choc chip scoops. Very, very cute. And then in our little box we have 2 ginormous waffle bowls. Obviously they're still mini, but they are huge. Love it. Family serving of ice cream in that. So there you go, that's that bag done. And then our next bag, it feels like it might be floor tiles in this one. So just gonna, are you going to work? Sort of. There we go, perfect. So yeah, this one we've got pink floor tiles. Now these floor tiles are different to all of the others that we've had so far. They are halved, so little triangles instead of being a full square. You can obviously do a whole pink, or you can do the other bag, which I'm guessing is going to be white, and alternate and do a checkerboard pattern. So we will see what we're going to do when it comes to that. I think I'm probably going to end up using the pink ones with the darker pink ones that I kept from the Hello Kitty spaces that I made for my Melodies room. So we've got 2 different pinks. I think that'll be quite cute. And then in this one we've got the white And again, all of these tiles are shiny, and all of these have our corner piece, so that if we want to put a pillar in, we can. But there's also enough that you'll have extras left over. So if you don't want to do the pillar, there are extra blank ones as per usual. Again, as with the other one, we have a really cute, very detailed palette. Very sweet. And again, as with the other one, we have these brackets. The difference being on these ones, they are 3 shelf brackets. Instead of having two shelf and 2 1 shelf, we have 2 3 shelf. Very cool. So I'll just pop my fragile ones in there, and then we'll get this really cute bag out. So another build it with the Miniverse Sun Make It Man. I don't know if you noticed on the previous unboxing I did, but you can actually see his little sun rays around him there. Very cute. Very much love that. Their packaging is one of the things that I love the most about this series. And I have noticed that one of you has responded to my poll so far, saying that you prefer Miniverse over mini brands. So thank you for doing that. So in this one, that's everything you get in there. In this one we get the tool again. I haven't told you on the other ones that I've unboxed, but you have the measurements there, so you can sort of put it up against the wall so you know how much space you want to put between each hole, which is very cool. We have 3 little silver trays. That will make sense in a bit. And we have 3 pink pieces. There are no notches or anything. These are your 3 shelves for those brackets. So then we have our fragile pieces. Again, like I did in the other video, I'm going to use my scissors to cut this tape off so that I don't damage the paper underneath. And then, once we've got this paper off, we have got 2 yellow pieces with the notches on alternate sides, and obviously the grooves. We'll pop there. And then we have 1 long piece with a raised section on there and then grooves on the back. And again, our cute fragile paper. As you probably noticed in the pizza one that I did, the writing is red, and in the ice cream parlour one it's pink. So another cute little detail, that even the paper is different colours depending on the different set that you have, which is pretty cool. There are only 3 spaces at the moment, the Hello Kitty one, the pizza one, and this ice cream one. But as I've said in the other videos, they are so interchangeable that you could just sort of, you know, if you can afford to, you could just sort of get several of each and then mix and match them to your aesthetic. Then we have this cool piece which has got 3 slots in it and a groove going around, and then a plain piece with no notches or grooves. I like to tidy as I go because it makes it easier afterwards. Then we have this piece, which is, once I've got through this paper, a very thin clear piece with a raised bit there, and then little tabs on the edges which are slightly indented. Okay, and then we have these 2 pieces, and one side is completely clear and smooth, the other side there are grooves, and there are 2 of those, exactly the same but opposite sides of the grooves. And then we have this piece which has got a notch there, tabs, and the rest of it's nice and smooth. And then we've got one more fragile piece left, and then we're on to the instructions and accessories and stuff. So let me just open this fragile bag, all wrapping. Okay. So in this one we have a yellow piece that's smooth on one side with a slope there, and then on the inside grooves going all the way around, and the Miniverse logo, or the Miniverse M, half the logo. And then the last piece in the fragile bags is this piece, which again smooth on one side with tabs and a notch, and then this side is all indented tabs and the notch. So let's pop all of that. That's all the bits for the cabinet. Let's pop all that to there. Pop this fragile bag with the other ones. I might reuse them, I might put them in the recycling. Either way, good for the environment. So now we take this cross section out, pop that over to the side, pop my scissors away, and then we take this insert out, make sure that all of that paperwork is not attached. There we go. So that's fine, I'll grab that in a second. So in here we have one wall. We have a wall with a door. First time we've seen doors. We have a green, sort of like a greeny blue brickworky pattern with a doorway. We have this really cute, I suppose you could probably do that either way. You can either have it so it's, you know, concave or convex, depending on your preference. I think it's intended to go that way around, but you could do it either way, I think. And then we have another panel of that lovely green stuff, which is a solid brickwork. And then we have our floor, as ever, with our notch for the pillar and our grooves for the walls. And then the last piece, as always, we have the piece that either goes on top if you don't want to put anything on top of it, or you can use for something else if you want to raise it up. So let me grab all of my gubbins out. Oh yeah, the other thing that fell on the floor as I was unboxing is the pillar itself. Covered in dog hair. There we go. The pillar itself. So let's grab the rest of those bits. So we have our, as usual, our stickers on this really lovely textured paper. Very, very cute. We have our warning and instructions guide again. We have a different choice for the door panel of this yellow striped, sort of an orangey yellow striped paper. We have these panels, and we have our 2 sheets of double-sided sticky tape. So in our little instruction manual for this one, that shows you what it could look like when you're finished. That shows you everything that I've just unboxed for you. And again, we've got, that's what the cabinet's going to look like that we got with this one. This is what the floor looks like. Again, as I said, diagonals, you can do that with them. There's the wall panels and the door piece, and there's the other panels there. That's an idea of what it could look like. So you would need, if you wanted to do that design, you would follow these steps. And then we've got how to do the shelves in detail, telling you how to do the holes, how to make the furniture, and then how to decorate. And again, we've got 4 different options of different ideas. I mean, obviously you don't have to use any of these. You can use whatever you like. You saw in my Hello Kitty one, I used a scrap of felt to do the flooring. It's completely up to you. So we've got these 4 possible, you know, these are the 4 ones that you can do with things provided in this kit. And then again, some more detail, and this tells you how to connect them together if you want to. You don't have to. And then again, it shows you the full range on the back. So we are going to, just like with the other one, put the cabinet together. Pop that in there. Pop all my wall pieces and everything in there. I think I would like to get some more of these ones. I don't want to get another one of the Hello Kitty ones because her room is done. That's done. But I do want to get some more of the especially the ice cream ones, to be honest, because they are sort of Sanrio colours, you know, yellow and green and pink are very Sanrio friendly colours. So pop that to one side and let's get this done. So we have our big panel here, and it shows the notch to go at the bottom there, and then to go into that we have these side pieces, and again the notch goes at the bottom, and then that just pops into that groove, and then the other side pops into that groove, and then all of that slots on to this base. And again, you need to make sure that the notches are in the right place in order to clip that into the bottom properly. So just make sure it's properly clipped in all around like that. And then we take our white piece. Now, is there a specific way around that's supposed to go? Yes, so we need these pieces that are sort of indented there to go at the front. So that goes on there, and again just press it down all around to make sure that that is in nice and firmly. So that's that bit, and then we need to do, so we use this thin long piece here, and that goes, just double check, yeah, so that goes into these side grooves here. The piece at the top here goes at the top, and it just pushes into that groove like that. Apologies, just had to pause there because next door's dog started going off and I didn't want mine to start. So yeah, so you've got that in there, and then that goes into that small groove there like that to give you the front of your cabinet. And then this piece, now which way down does that go? Goes that way with the notch at the bottom, and that just goes into the back groove here, and then into the back groove there. And again, just make sure it's clipped in all the way around so that you don't end up with what just happened to me, with it clipping back out again. Okay, so that's that, and then that goes into those grooves on the top of that like so. And then the last thing you do is take this piece now, yeah, so that sloped bit goes at the front, and then that clips onto the top like that, and again make sure that it is clipped in all the way around. And then this, you have 2 positions you can put it in. You can either put it right to the bottom, or you can put it a bit higher up. Completely up to you. I'm going to have mine higher up. And then you take these little trays that I mentioned at the start and you pop them in there like that, and that is your little ice cream counter ready to go. And obviously you can then, if you want to, pop your little tubs of ice cream. You can decant them into those little trays, or you can just have them on top as a display like that. And then you can put your placemats on there, your little ice cream scoop. And it's a nice little display piece there. So I really hope you've enjoyed this video of me unboxing these things. I will be making more of these videos, obviously working on the projects, filling up the rooms, gluing the bits and pieces on. I'm going to decide what I want where, which room I want to focus on next for the Sanrio house, because as I say, all of these spaces are going to be used for the Sanrio house. And then we will see where we end up. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you have a great remainder of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.